In this video, we'll be talking more about how to use push notifications. Before we can use push notifications, we'll need to configure the push notification backend service, which is described in the video Push Notifications Part 1. Once we've configured this service, we're ready to start using push notifications. However, there's one important thing I'd like to point out before we start this video, and that's that to use push notifications, your app does need to use user authentication with the Akuro Cloud. This is simply because we need a way to target who should receive your push notifications. We have a complete series of videos describing user authentication and how you can set it up. We'll go ahead and link to that now, or in the description to this video. If you haven't configured user authentication in your app yet, you should pause this video and go watch those ones first. Having said that, let's start to talk about how to use push notification. First things first, we need to add one or more templates to our push notification service. Templates are used to define the information that will be sent to our app users. Let's start with a simple template that can send a personalized message to the end user. To add a push notification, right-click on the push notification service in the tree view menu and choose Add a push notification. I'll give this template the name Greet User. To configure the template, I'll click on it now in the tree view. Now I can set up some properties. As a general rule, all fields that are left blank can be set specifically when sending a push notification. But if I give a field a value in this configuration window, this value will always be used when sending the push notification and can't be modified in runtime. Let's go through what each one means field by field. The identifier is an optional value you can send with your push notification. This value is never shown to the user. However, it can be used by your app to perform a specific action when the app receives the push notification. For example, let's say that we would like our app to load a specific page automatically every time a specific type of push notification is received. We could use the identifier field to make it possible for our script to identify that the app has just received that specific type of push notification. Working with this data is done by configuring the push notification received event script, which is a visual coding script executed every time we receive a push notification. The use of this script is described in another video about push notifications. So, for this template, I'll set the identifier to greeting. Title is simply the title that will be shown to the user receiving the push notification, and body is the main content of the push notification. For this example, I'll set the title to Hi There, and I'll just leave the body empty for now. We'll get back to that in just a minute. The time to live setting is used to manage how long of a time the push notification will retry for to deliver the message to the end user. If the user is currently offline, he won't be able to receive the push notification until his phone gets an internet connection again. The default time for this setting is 1 hour, and I'll go ahead and leave that value for now. The badge setting is a setting to modify the badge on your app icon to notify the user that he has new events in the app. I'll leave this with the default setting as well for now. Now, let's go ahead and jump over to the Data tab. In this tab, you might add custom fields of data that can be included with the push notification. This data can be used from both the push notification received event that I talked about earlier, and it can also be injected into our fields on the previous page. Let's say that we would like to be able to send the name of the user to the greeting to make it more personalized. To do this, I'll add a new data field and set the key of the field to name. The same concept as with the fields on previous pages applies to these fields as well. If we don't set a value here, we can provide one later when sending the push notification, but if we set a value, we can't modify it on the fly when sending later. As I would like to pass the name as a value when sending the push notification, I'll leave the value of this field empty. As I mentioned earlier, the value of this field can be used in two ways. We can either read this data from our push notification received event, or we can inject this value into the content of our push notification. Let's use the value of the name in the body of our push notification. So let's head back to the Template tab and set the body to Great to Meet You. I'll then add the value from the name by typing name surrounded by double curly brackets. This is the same format we've used in the handlebars templating language other places in Akuro. With all of this configured, I'll save our push notification template, and now we're ready to start using our push notification template. Sending push notifications can be done in 3 different ways. The first option is to use the push notifications area of the Akuro App Manager, where you'll have an easy-to-use interface for sending push notifications. The second option is to build a visual coding script either directly into your app or in a Cloud Action script and use the Cloud Push Send coding block. And the last option is to integrate any external system to communicate directly with our push notification API. For more information about sending push notifications, you can view our other videos on this service or check out our knowledge base articles.